So we start with founders now. So founders found your cities, and then settlers now find all the towns afterwards. We can see here, and this is what I mean. So every city now, when you settle it, just has a blanket 5. So 5 food, 5 production, 5 happiness. There is potential to get other things. So I think if you're Rome, you start with a little bit of culture and stuff like that. But that's the base that everyone gets. And here we go. And that's the palace building that gets you the 5 blanket stats, which is actually really cool. And now we can grow our city. So when we click our city, this is how we allocate what we're going to work. So no longer do we need builders and stuff like that. We just click the tile that we're going to work, and then it automatically improves the tile, which is absolutely amazing. And it literally tells us what we're going to do. So if you look over to the left-hand side, just under where our city is, under here, it tells you what you're going to build. So a woodcutter. Later on through the research, like with the granary, let's have a look if I can find something. So if we done animal husbandry, we would then be able to do a saw pit, which would give 1+ production to woodcutters. So then you can sort of see how you can have very personalized cities, a little fishing city, a little woodcutters city. I don't know what you call that. Woodcutters town? I don't know. Lumbertown. Yeah, we'll go with Lumbertown. Resource allocation. There we go. So we have some resources that will be able to move around all our cities. We can see all the blanket stats, so we can make people happy. Let's say we get 2 sheep. We could then put that in towns and stuff like that, swap it around, make people happy. We will also get resources that are up here that are just spread. Everyone gets them. Horses, everyone gets them, and stuff like that. So flat out bonuses to your empire, where stuff like dates, salt, sheep, they will be able to split up, go wherever, help growth somewhere or not. Oh, we can put more stuff in the capital now. So more production, more science, and more production. We need more resources. However, when you build buildings or districts or wherever, instead of them just being in the building, they spawn like districts. However, if we were working, let's say, this river tile here, we don't have to worry about like Civ 6, where we can't then put anything on here. If we do, it would let us then change where we worked, which is actually bang-a-langin', and it saves for all that painful district planning to a degree. You must convert to an urban district. Selecting this will remove the existing fishing boat to convert it to an urban district. Continue. But, like we said, we don't lose that work that's happened there. We click grow the city and we still get that. So we basically built that, got rid of the fishing boats, and then the game lets us move the fishing boats or whatever improvement we would want. Very nice. And then we're going to use one of our new abilities. So what we're going to do is we're going to do search. So it'll increase the sight range +1 for 1 turn and reveal all discoveries. There we go. And then we can see these 2 squares up here have been identified to us. So we've got a ruin there and a wreckage there. So then we can move towards them, which is actually really good. Does stop us moving, does take one of our movements, but very, very key. Which is why there's probably a play to get quite a lot of scouts out quite early. Now we're going to go through the research tech tree. So as we can see, it ends here at mathematics and ironworking, which is really, really interesting because now there are 3 ages in the game. So this is the first age. And how they've done it, which I think is really interesting, is they've added masteries. So, for instance, if we look at writing and no change here. We get our library, we get our science. If we do the mastery, it boosts on what we're already doing. So you don't have to do any of the masteries, but the fact that you can go into them, I think adds a different thing for every game, because sometimes you're going to want the mastery, sometimes you're not, and stuff like that, which actually is very interesting, and it boosts what you're already doing, which I think is a really good addition, in all honesty. So open up the tree and looking at civics. Again, the same thing. We can see where it shuts down because of the end of the age. We are in the antiquity age at the moment. And we can see the same thing as the technology, where we have the same normal civs changed around a little bit. and the masteries with them that then further boost on what we're going to try, which is absolutely awesome. Crises, which is going to happen towards the end of the age, and then basically we're going to have to plug in, or what looks like we plug in policies, but we have to pick the negative policies, and then that intensifies as the age goes on, which is actually really, really interesting and quite cool. Quite cool. So now we choose our first crisis policies. So we have -6 combat strength against independent powers. That's huge. -10 gold for each city you are suzerain of. That's harsh. Plus 100% gold to maintain military units. And that's that, chat. Everything's in the description below. Twitch, where I'm live Monday to Friday. Discord, where you can tell me how awesome I am. I've even got a clips channel. Turns out I have got everything. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever you're doing. And I'll catch you next time, party people. Bye.